So now we're going to take a look at converting a hyperbola into standard form. So right now, as I'm copying this problem, you'll notice that there is a number in front of x squared and y squared. Having a number in front tells me that this is not a circle, this is an ellipse or a hyperbola. The fact that I am subtracting y squared actually tells me that this is going to be a hyperbola. So remember, the first step is going to always be to get those x's and y terms grouped together. And we want to move that minus 41 over. So I'm going to add 41 to both sides. So now what we want to do is we want to factor out the number in front. And remember, factoring out is the same thing as division. So if I have 4x squared divided by 4, that would be x squared. And then I have 8x divided by 4, which is going to be 2x. And then I'm going to have that blank there for completing the square. Minus, I'm going to factor that 9 out. And so I'm going to have y squared plus 36 divided by 9, which is going to give me 4. And then I'm going to have that blank. Now, actually, because I'm factoring out around that minus in front there, that is actually going to make this become positive. So the sign change is actually going to, I'm sorry, negative. The sign change is going to happen because it was a positive 4y. Because I am taking and grouping out that 9, it's going to change the sign of that 4y equals 41. So now, again, this is that completing the square process. Negative 2 divided by 2 squared, which is negative 1 squared, which is 1. So I'm going to add 1 to this side, and I'm going to add 4 times 1 to this side. Now, on this one, I have negative 4 divided by 2. And I explained this a little more in depth in the circle and the ellipse videos. So you may want to go back and revisit those. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides here and 9 times 4 because I have that 9 factored out. And it's actually going to be a negative 9. So that's a little typo on my part. Oops. Technology is not perfect with pens. So if you remember, the hint is when I look right here, that's going to tell me what it factors to. So this is going to be x minus 1 squared minus, I have 9, and this is minus 2, so y minus 2 squared. And when I do 41 plus 4 times 1 minus 9 times 4, that's going to give me 9. Now, what I need to do is I need to divide so that this is going to be 1. So I'm going to divide everybody by 9. Now, what's kind of interesting about this problem is this fraction is pretty easy, right? Y minus square root over 2. And I do write over 1 because it's in hyperbola. But the 4 and the 9, they don't cancel each other out in any kind of way. So this just kind of becomes a little bit ugly. And either you would write it as 2.25 or you would write it as 9 divided by 4. And that would be our standard form equation. So I know the 4 and the 9 don't cancel out nicely, but it's because I'm doing that 9 divided by 4, that's 2.25. So 2.25 is coming from 9 divided by 4. And that's how to do a hyperbola. So if this one was a little fast-paced of a video, again, go take a look at the circle and the ellipse ones and then revisit this one for the hyperbola.